There is a difference between a victim mentality and being a victim. Now, we did state that we had been in a state of victimhood. We were in a state where we did not choose. Nobody chose to come here as a slave.
Jump up and ask, could you please put me on a boat?
My Black ancestors didn't say, please bring me over here. So that I didn't choose that.
Right.
That puts them in a situation of victimhood. And that is my ancestry. That is where I come from.
Victimization. When victims happen, it's brutal. It's traumatizing, right? You don't ask for it. You don't deserve it. You don't merit it. You don't provoke. It's not your fault. It has nothing to do with you or your desires. It's completely out of your control. And I think it's interesting, like I think you would learn about it in psychology, like it's a scientific fact as far as that goes. But a lot of people that deal with trauma, that are victims, actually a very common way of dealing with that is by denying it, right?
Your body does it to protect itself.
Right? It's denial. And I think that's very interesting that you find people saying, I am not a victim. And it's like, that's almost a symptom of like when you have been a victim.
No one wants to admit to being a victim. It's not a nice feeling.
It doesn't feel good to say I was taken advantage of.
Yes,
you know?
I was taken advantage of. Who wants
someone used and abused me? Like nobody wants to, and maybe some people do, but that doesn't. The people that are saying I'm not a victim, that's understandable, right? But like you said, it's important to distinguish first of all between victim and victim mentality, because a victim is not something you choose. When you're a victim, you're in a bad situation, not by your choice. Now, victim mentality, which is a phrase that Brother Steph has given us, is something entirely different. Victim mentality is where you're saying, I'm in this bad situation, and either I can't get out, or I won't get out,
because
or
of
I
this
don't want to
bad
get out.
situation, I refuse to do what I can do to better my situation, okay? And that is never, ever something we would endorse.
That's not okay. That's not okay.
Ever.
Now, to say that, what happened when I was victimized affects me now is still not necessarily having a victim mentality.
Not necessarily.
Because I don't think it's fair for you, it's fair for us to live in this country, America, which was built on white supremacy. Please remember, please be honest with yourself, please read history. Built on white supremacy. That was our foundation of this nation. Society was built on that. We were actually brought here as slaves. African Americans were brought here as slaves. It's unfair to live in this country and say, I am totally unaffected by our past, by our history, by our foundation.